Hello! Welcome back to another game, and we are on Nomad, which is always an interesting map to watch. And in the blue we have I Am So Sad, who will be playing as the Chinese, and we have CNP, ctbz, playing in red, who is also playing as the Chinese. Two people who I actually haven't seen before. I'm not sure if they're aliases for anyone or not. I don't really know the names off the top of my head, but you know, it's Nomad. Let's have a look. Let's see something new. I believe both players are from China. I think that's right from memory. So, yes, there we go. So, anything interesting to talk about? I've watched all the games from Jordan Viper. If you haven't seen those games yet, I think they only played about, about a third of the games. So it'd be good to watch them. I think this video will be up after the set that's on tonight, which is like 2 in the morning for me or something, but I don't have to work tomorrow, so I will be there, which is good. And either you'll be able to tell me as soon as this video comes out if I was there or not, because it'll probably be out after, because I won't be uploading a video tonight, because that's when the games are, and honestly I don't want anything interfering with my connection or whatever, because I want to watch it in crisp, high quality without any stuttering. So, that brings me to the point, the video that would have been up yesterday, or the day before that. Some of you may have seen it, it was a TGN video. I didn't get a lot of views on there, so I was like, hell, some people may not have seen it, let's chuck it up on this channel, see if anybody hasn't seen it. Better than having nothing there, in my opinion. So, hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, well, not really that fast. So, again, just gonna have to look at things like that, and as well, seems I've got a bit of free time now. Tutorials, if you want anything like that, let me know what kind of things you want to see. If there's any mechanics you want me to go over, I've gone over hotkeys and things like that. But like where you should be looking is always a good one to, well, start with. So let me know if you guys need any help with that. The new games as well, send them in, because I really want to do an analysis on one of them just to see if it's going to help anyone or not. Because then if it does, well, I'll do them again. If not, it's just going to be a series which we're just going to shove under the bed and it'll all be good. And we'll never have to deal with it again. On that as well, sending in games. Wacky Wednesday, guys. Need more games. We are currently in Siege Rushing Mass Siege Week. So send me a game where you've either Siege Rushed your opponent, or you've Siege Rushed and then gone into Mass Siege. Either way, maximum damage must be done with Siege equipment. So there's one. Send that to me. I will put a... I'll probably put my email in the description, just make it nice and easy, because I did make a specific one for that, and anybody who knows me has pissed themselves with that email address, so that's good to have there. So, let's jump into the game and actually have a look at what we've got. So, Nomad, always interesting maps, and if we look just straight off, we can see that most of the gold is here in the center of the map, and it should be under control of ctbz pretty quickly, honestly. There is one over here and one to the back here, so it looks like I Am So Sad won't have too much trouble getting gold in the early game, unless there's some good galley harass, which you could definitely see on Nomad, mainly due to the fact that both players are already taking water. But because of that harass, he's going to have to be really careful. Could see him put a castle up around here, honestly, if there is some of that, if he gets to castle edge. Even a tower could work. Saying that though, he does have a lot of stone in this area, so it's pretty much a stone for gold trade-off. If you look, there's actually 4 piles of stone right here. So most of the gold may have gone to ctbz, but I Am So Sad just sitting with most of the stone, so wouldn't be surprised actually to see quite a few castles from him. Saying that as well, his only other gold in his area is over here, again on the shoreline, so that galley harass can do a lot of damage. Relic as well there, but that's the only one that it looks like in his kind of area. Rest, again, all centered around this kind of area over here, as we see 1, 2, 3, as well as 1, 2, 3 gold piles, plus the one that's already town-centered. So it's always an interesting thing to look at, and a little bit of a villager just destruction there. And something interesting from I Am So Sad, we're actually saying put a dock up next to his opponent's dock, just to annoy him, which is always really interesting. If you did watch the Jordan games, this did happen in one of them, I believe. But still, it's a really interesting tactic, mainly due to the fact you can get so much harassment so quickly. And it really does help. There is a dock being put down up over here, and I'm actually interested. Yes, he is going for galleys, there we go. And ctbz finally going up to fiddle. The only thing is, though, he's going to have to get as many kills on these fishing ships as he can. Mainly, or villager kills, because villagers are still important too. Because there's 2 docks in this area for ctbz, and I Am So Sad is going to be able to be outmassed really quickly there. Again, though, his fishing ship should be safe over here. and it looks like he's not going to be able to go through that section there. So it looks like I Am So Sad is going to have to defend this area here, and if he defends that, he should be right, unless his opponent puts a dock up on this side somewhere, which, you know, it does happen. So both players collecting quite a bit of gold. Blacksmith is going up, sorry, I almost thought it was a barracks, but it looks like this is going to be quite a big water fight, honestly. Fishing ships are out, and are we seeing any galleys at all for ctbz? Yes, we're seeing one. Looks like his wood count's kind of low, though, and Market as well. Could be going for a fast castle here, honestly, and straight into knights. This could turn into an interesting game. And fishing ships getting picked off here by the looks of it. Of course, no ballistics yet, so those arrows will miss a fair amount. And deer as well, which is really interesting. So he's going for that high food count, and by the time this market goes up, hopefully he will be able to hit that castle age. Come on, ctbz, you need a bit more food, mate. Oh, here we go, these guys have food. Is it going to be enough? It's close. Go on. 65. How much is left on that deer? Probably just enough. Either way, still a little bit going to be slow of a castle there. Blacksmith is going up for I Am So Sad. And of course, the reason he doesn't have quite so many galleys over here is mainly due to the fact he's already whacked up a blacksmith and a market, which is really heavy on the wood, and we're only seeing the blacksmith go up now. But it's something really interesting to note, that it's so important when you get your buildings in these kind of games, because you need that wood, or you can lose control of the water. And if you lose that, you're in a lot of trouble on most maps. Saying that, though, he's kind of going to be able to get shore sniped, but not a lot unless they get the range upgrades and sit around here. Until then, he should be fairly safe. Going up to Castle Age, though, let's have a look at I Am So Sad. He's nowhere near going up to Castle Age yet, but we do see the wall off starting to go. And that's going to be a really important one, actually. Because it means if his opponent decides to knight, he's going to be forced to put that siege workshop down as well to get in. Otherwise, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. The only other thing as well is, I think that I Am So Sad does have control of the water, so he doesn't really have to be worried about any villages or just army being brought around the back and dropped in. So, since we're going to be seeing a walled-in game, let's speed it back up so he got all his walls nice and up. And saying that, though, he does have a lot of stone at his disposal, so we could see a fairly defensive game out of I Am So Sad. And actually walling this gold in here, that's actually quite a smart idea. It puts him on 3 apiece, which is helpful, and the relics as well, still going to be in favour of ctbz. But, again, no big deal. Another dock going up, trying to get that food count up. And of course, he still hasn't advanced up to the castle age, which is really going to hurt him later on. Market is going up, so it looks like he's going to advance, and not even advance, he doesn't even have, well, he has just over half the food he's going to need. ctbz going up, what are we seeing from you? Are you going to go for anything interesting? War galley, or what are you going to go for? No. No. Is there a barracks going up anywhere? No. And he's just deciding he just wanted to be there. Alright, so he's going to boom it out by looks. So he's going to either go for a mini boom into knights, or he's going to go for a full boom. Probably into knights, honestly. These maps are great for knights, mainly due to the fact they just have such good pierce armor, and the town center's not always in the best place possible. They do try and position it really well, which is another reason they go knights, mainly due to the fact that it should be covering their, every now and then, of course, can be covering their gold and their wood, meaning that those armor upgrades are really happy, and it makes it a lot easier. So, as I said, putting the dock up on this side, which is really interesting, going for the fire ships, something that works well against, like, non-mast galleys, and again, just soaking up a lot of that damage and killing off most of the fishing ships here by the looks of it. And, come on, take him out, take him out, take him out, take him out. Surprised he's actually not going for most of these galleys, because we do know fire ships do quite well against galleys, but when they're outmassed to a certain point, it's not good. So, I Am So Sad, finally hitting the castle age now. And what are we seeing from you? Town center again. Barracks is going up, so he's going for the 3 town center boom. And we'll see whether he goes archers or knights. Could potentially go archers just to try and get that little bit of extra damage. But monastery looks like he could be collecting these relics because he knows he's got one here and one here fairly close. The other one as well being pretty damn close as well. Fire ships getting taken out quite quickly. Surprised we actually haven't seen any demo ships yet. Mainly due to the fact he knows his opponent's going pretty much pure fire ships, and demo ships are good. Siege workshop going up. Could even see a fast Imperial, honestly. I know that sounds a little far-fetched, but it's definitely on the cards right now. He's got that market up, so he does have the ability to trade for what he wants. He's got that siege workshop up, but it does look like he's going to be going for some form of early castle aggression. We are seeing that mining camp go up. Another town center could actually try and go up to 4 town centers. Still stuck on 1 by the looks of it. Second one only just about to go up. And again, just water harass at this stage, nothing major. Nobody's made a real big commitment to land yet. And there's one relic, another monk being created. Could see actually quite a big monk push here, actually, if he keeps creating those monks. But again, depends what it comes down to. It looks like, yes, that monk is going out. So it looks like he's just going for relics at this stage. No more monks on the way, even though he does have quite a bit of gold available. So what's he going for? He can't be going for anything out of these docks, because obviously you would be able to tell by now. Might even see a tower drop back here, actually, because it could be defended quite well by galleys. And he is on stone, like we've said already. He's got a lot of stone available right now. So, just watching the push, watching Mangonel being created. And it looks like he's going for some Castle Age aggression here. He's going to try and take down these houses by the looks of it, even though the walling is full. And of course, his house has been the easiest way to bust through. Another Mangonel out in play. 3 relics already, and another monk. Could be going for some monk aggression, like I've already stated. And it does have... their economies are coming really quickly right now. It looks like we are seeing a siege workshop go up, because as we know, the best counter to a Mangonel is a Mangonel. Or light cavalry, depending on if it's defended or not. But still, being able to kill it from a distance, Mangonel versus Mangonel, we know how that ends. So, still only on 2 town centers. By the looks of things, I can't see a third anywhere, which means it's not going to be entirely helpful. Another piece of wall going up here, of course, going to be great as well. Monk's out, because if he tries to knight these Mangonels, he's going to be able to convert them without too much trouble. And there goes the double stable. Looks like we are going to be seeing quite a big monk knight Mangonel push, which is really interesting, because we don't see a lot of this combination. And it looks like we're seeing the forward castle, actually. This could be really bad for ctbz right now. And Monk's getting killed off by those Mangonels, of course, and that knight doing its best to do some damage to those villages. But again, that castle's gone up. I don't know how ctbz is going to deal with this. He's got this siege workshop down over here. He's already creating battering rams. So it looks like he's going to be going for battering rams. He's got those Mangonels in nice and close, actually. This is actually going to be really good to defend it. He's got these ones sitting here. So that should be really helpful. Saying that as well, Galley's just preventing any gathering of this stone on the shore, and it looks like he's going to lose that village there. Of course, yes, there we go. And more Mangonels at the moment. It looks like these knights are starting to put some damage on it, but the battering rams, of course, going to be putting on the real damage once he gets to it. If we look in here, again, still no real push looking like it's going to come out. And he doesn't even have a barracks yet by the looks of things. Can't see one. He does have the blacksmith. I don't know what upgrades he's got, sadly. University is up. I'm so sad. There we go. I'm so sad going for the fast Imperial. As soon as I saw that university, I knew what we were going to see here. And what he decides to do with that is going to be the interesting thing. He's going for Chukunu, so he's going to be able to get that bracer upgrade, plus chemistry. Really important to have. And again, this is in a really good defending position. He's going to be able to put some real damage onto these knights using this Mangonel, and they're not going to be able to get in there to hit him, which is really important. And here comes the battering ram. It looks like this castle may be lost unless this Mangonel is going to be able to get close enough. We can take out this battering ram without opening the gate. Gate locked, of course, so it doesn't accidentally open it. And yes, he's going to be able to defend the castle. Might need to move the battering rams around to the other side. Another castle going up, so it looks like he's going to be going for the big Chukunu push. And saying that, Bodkin Arrow already on the way. And I can't see any more upgrades, sadly. But castle slowly getting taken down. That battering ram going down. So it doesn't look like his Imperial army is going to be overly strong. But those Chukunus, of course, especially once they get to elite, they do shoot quite a few arrows. They can really put on the damage. If we check ctbz, let's see what he's going for. He's not even going into Imperial yet. That brace attack is going to be so helpful for I Am So Sad right now. Especially, it means he's going to be able to outrange skirmishes, so he's going to be able to micro against them, as well as a lot of other things. He'll be able to just micro and shoot longer distances really easily. It's going to be really helpful for him, so this could turn into quite an interesting game. Currently 105 pot for ctbz, and for I Am So Sad, only 84. But saying that though, there goes the Imperial upgrade. Are we going to see the Tex? What are you doing? Come on, have a plan. What's your plan? Need a plan of action. Looks like the plan of action is Mangonels and Castle. But still, going to be able to defend this area quite easily. He will lose this castle, there's no doubt about it. Pretty much since it's gone up, it's going to be really hard to defend. Unless he had some units already there to help it stay up. But again, of course, battering ram's going to be starting to work away on these gates. But Mangonel should be able to deal with them if it's not too bad. And here it's going to come down to tech versus what's the word I'm looking for? Composition, really, because I don't think I Am So Sad does have a lot he can actually do. Brace is being researched there. Trebuchet on the way. No archery ranges yet. And we're actually seeing quite a good economy out of ctbz right now. He's got 4-5 town centres up, and that's really going to give him a good boost. However, saying that, these mangonels should be able to deal with this without too much hassle. Let's check ctbz again. Going up? No. Looks like he could be saving to go up, though. But still, really going to be interesting. It's just going to come down to a mass versus tech by the looks of it, unless ctbz decides to go up. And I swear I've pronounced that wrong at least once, or said it wrong at least once. But that trebuchet, of course, going to start to really put the damage onto all these buildings here. Knights, of course, just lacking that one attack upgrade, yet no big deal. Another town centre finally going up for I Am So Sad. He is quite behind his opponent on economy, I will say. But the point is, he does have the tech advantage, which is, again, a really important thing to have. So it looks like we've just hit a bit of a stalemate here. ctbz can't really push out because of these walls and castle. And I'm So Sad really can't push out because he doesn't have enough units to be able to do it. Has it finishing up on this gold camp here, though, meaning he is having to go to move to this one. And once that's done, he's going to be forced to move to this one here, which is really going to be hard. Saying that, though, ctbz pushing in through this section here. Hopefully this town centre will be up early enough. And it looks like there's actually a gap there. Really interesting. Get pussywood, guys. But it looks like this mangonel could be taken out by these villagers, which could really hurt. And that, we all know that's just annoying. But here we go, massive knights are in play, and mangonel getting stabbed to death. Looks like that piece of wall there is going up, but again, battering ram is still there, so not a lot's going to be able to do. Mangonel, of course, still doing damage, and again, this gate just staying up. He's not able to get in there. If you move these knights down to here, then maybe he'll be able to do something decent, but until then, I can't tell if that was attacking that villager or not. Another castle going up here to try and defend. Pretty good plan, especially if you get some mangonels in there to defend it against our rams. But again, going to be coming in through here by the looks of it, and is he miswalled? Nope, he's walled there by the looks of it. But again, just turning into quite a bigger stalemate. I Am So Sad is starting to get like quite a high score lead, though, mainly due to the fact of that tech advantage. It's really helping him out. So let's speed things up again and see how this is going to end, and what the plan for both players is. ctbz, you going up? Please be going up. No, he is saving to go up, though. That's a very important thing. Chemistry has been done. We know Brace has been done, and I don't think he's got really any Chukunus out yet. Saying this, though, quite a bit of damage. The trebuchet is out, of course, having that +1 attack due to, I think that's due to chemistry. But barracks is going up, which means he's probably going to go for an archery range, mainly due to the fact he's already got all his archer upgrades. Could go for pikemen as well, mainly due to the fact that his opponent's composition is basically 100% knights. So, a lot of different things that we could see in this situation. Again, I'm surprised we actually haven't seen any towering over here by this villager. Really interesting to see, even though I should say he's got a lot of stone. Yes, he does, because of course, he had those 4 piles of stone to begin with, which is absolutely ridiculous. No halberdiers. We have got the barracks there, and still no halberdiers. Interesting, are we seeing any extra upgrades? No. Are we seeing any? It looks like I'm So Sad right now is just trying to work on his tech and his economy. And we can see that ctbz is going for that large military force, which again, it's going to come down to the fact of how they decide to do it. ctbz, are you going up yet? Yes, you are going up. You are going to be able to get that cavalier upgrade. You are going to be able to get that battering ram and on-and-go upgrades, which again will be really important. And here come those spearmen that we were talking about. We are going to need these. And it could potentially bust through here, actually. And Townsend is going to be taken down by these trebuchets. But mangonel's, of course, trying to put the damage in there, but all these barracks going to be producing pikemen at quite a high rate. So this could go in I Am So Sad's favour, mainly due to the fact he's going to have that tech advantage that I was talking about, and it depends on whether you want to go tech or mass. Especially when you hit the Imperial Age that early. And there's the Imperial Age for ctbz, and of course Townsend is staying up, but who knows for how long. And again, it looks like it's going to be pretty hard pressed for ctbz to defend both sides of his base like this. And Helby is only having the armor upgrade right now, nothing too impressive. But Chukunu is out. Let's check the upgrades on you. Alright, so he's got everything except for the last 2 armor upgrades, which is kind of important. But again, 1 Chukunu against this many villagers. Villagers could kill it, of course. And the knights definitely not going to have any trouble at all. Capped Ram has been done, increasing that, well, everything. but it is a really important thing to have. Lots of trebuchets actually out in play right now. Surprised we haven't seen a lot more Chukunus, but it looks like we are seeing the transition now from his teching economy base into that military base, which is also important. Again, all these town centers just getting absolutely wrecked. ctbz quite behind on score right now, and I'm looking forward to that big push that we're about to see. Alright, looks like the Halberdiers are getting together. Fort Castle is going down, and that town center should be toast right about now. If it decides to take any damage, and a little bit of lag here for no particular reason. Blacksmith, of course, going down. There we go. The Cavalier is out. Cavalier versus Halberdiers. We do know how this is going to end. Cavalier, of course, a lot more resistant. Well, not resistant to Halberdiers, but a lot stronger units. And, of course, they will take out a Halberdier. But saying that, the cost effectiveness of that attack isn't worth it, unless, of course, you lose next to none. This castle here going to be a real pain to try and deal with, mainly due to the fact it's right on his economy's border. Siege Workshop is going up here to try and deal with that. Of course, he did lose all his production buildings over here, so he has had to restock them all to down here. And saying that, we are going to see quite a big skirmisher siege ram push through this side. It looks like ctbz might be able to take this game. That's a lot of rams to have in his base at the moment. This castle here, Murder Holes, has not been done by the looks of it, so he's going to be able to defend that one Chukunu there, trying to do some damage. But as we know, 2 plus 4 pierce damage, we know how that's going to end, or pierce armor. Barracks here all going to get taken down. Of course, skirmishers do get a bonus versus the spearman line, I believe. And these trebuchets being forced out of there right now. Another castle going up over here, so we do see some aggression trying to come out by I Am So Sad. But again, this push over here is going to be really, really big for ctbz. I don't know if I Am So Sad is going to be able to hold it off. These siege rams are going to be doing a lot of damage and soaking up absolutely everything. I don't think he's seen this castle going up yet, no, so that's going to be a nice, pleasant surprise when he's finished with this one. But again, he has enough siege out to really deal with this. And here we go. All this stuff getting taken out. These trebuchets, of course, worth 200 gold a pop, so quite expensive, and they're not something you want to lose. Cavalier there should get taken out by all of the Halberdiers without too much trouble. Yes, there we go. And I don't think this castle is going to go up, though. I think we will see it be put down quite quickly. Saying that, though, he's not really pushing up to try and stop it. If these skirmishers decided to move up, we would see that, but until then, really, not a lot else. Cavaliers, are going to be taking out some of these villages, but also again, that Halberdier putting in a good effort. We see another castle going up, as well as 3 more barracks behind that. Of course, going to be able to defend quite well, and we might see the resign for I'm So Sad quite soon, actually, mainly due to the fact he is losing this portion of his base. But ctbz also in trouble here, losing this section out to his opponent. This castle here and some Halberdiers looking like to be a saviour there. But again, the economy of I'm So Sad will be in a lot of trouble very, very shortly. Whereas, if we look at ctbz, he's spread out all across the map. So losing this bit here doesn't hurt as much. Losing this bit here is probably going to hurt I'm So Sad quite a bit, because that's where his major wood supply was from. Just checking to make sure, but yes. So he is going to be out of wood quite quickly. ctbz actually having 4,000 wood there. I'm So Sad starting to run quite low on the resources. I'm So Sad currently on 105 population. ctbz on 178, getting very close to maxing out there. These siege rams, of course, if they did push up, would help deal with this castle a lot. But again, villagers over here, and what's he going to do with them? Is he going to drop another castle over here? That could be a good plan. If we actually check I Am So Sad, what's his plan? I can't see anything. Market is going up. Town Center going up on more of the stone. Looks like he wants more and more castles, even though he has still another one to mine completely. And this looks like it's going to be the beginning of the end, guys. Siege rams are on this castle. We do see the light cavalry moving in. The trash war has begun. These Chukunus are not going to be able to stand up to that skirmisher light cavalry force. But, of course, this area over here can be completely raided. And, of course, garrisoning that town center. It looks like there is only food supplies at this stage. So it could be really hard to deal with. More siege rams moving in, more castles being put up to defend the castles, but of course we know how that's going to end. We are actually seeing some villager combat here, so the end is pretty much nigh from now. And we're just pretty much waiting at this stage to see if I'm So Sad can pull something out. And there we go, ctbz actually taking the score lead right now, going to be able to push it on quite a bit. He's been behind pretty much since his opponent hit that early Imperial. Could have been due to the fact he lost so many units over here and his opponent lost practically none, or the fact that his opponent had a much better economy and tech. Could be either, not completely sure. But saying that though, castles going down to a lot of siege rams. Not going to be able to deal with this. Even the halberdiers here aren't going to be able to take down these siege rams before they manage to finish off these castles. And of course, Cavalier still pushing onto all this villager here, and of course forcing the garrison to this town center. This one over here is still safe, but for how long? Don't think it will be too long. But of course, these are villages which aren't, well, doing anything. And of course, this is really going to start draining the bank like we've actually seen so far. I've been on I'm So Sad right now for a little while, just to show how low his resources are getting, mainly due to the fact he can't collect anything. And that's really not helpful. Looks like this castle over here has been lost. This one will be next. Skirmishers, of course, will be dealing with these units over here without too much hassle. And again, taking out this castle. Trebuchet is out for no particular reason. Could have been the one that was used over here. It would have been a weird call if that was it. And of course, 200 gold gone in like 3 hits from a siege ram there. There we go. And skirmisher. What are we seeing over here? Town center producing more units. But again, I think it's just about time for him to call in the towel, honestly. Don't think he's really got much else to fall back on at this stage. He's got a few fishing ships still out, getting that food count up. But apart from that, it's not even a lot. I shouldn't even be able to deal with this. Siege ram there will be taken out. So these rams have been taken out. But again, the price for I'm So Sad has been way too high for this. He's lost way too many villages. His villages are all idled. And if you see, if we just run through all these idled villages, you can see they're just everywhere. And there we go. I'm So Sad resigning out. He knows he's lost this one. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope everyone enjoys the best of 15. Well, enjoyed in past tense, of course. So, there might actually be another round. I don't know. We'll see how many games they play. I should say yesterday. We'll see how many games they played yesterday. So, thanks for watching, and have a good day.